Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. We are talking about when seconds count all day today, what to do in an emergency situation when someone's life is on the line. So the American Red Cross is here with us this morning. We're back with Mike, and he's going to be demonstrating live for us right now what to do in a situation where someone needs CPR. So thanks for hanging around with us, Mike. So what do people need to know, for example, before they begin CPR, what should their first actions be?
Yeah, so before you ever give any first aid or any assistance during an emergency, the first thing you have to do is make sure the scene is safe.
Okay.
So before you even get next to the person, like I'm doing, I would be looking around and just making sure there's nothing there that could hurt me.
Okay.
And then after I make sure the scene is safe, I will then approach the person and check for a response.
Okay.
I'm going to do this by tapping them on the shoulders and saying, "Hey, are you okay?" Hopefully they would do something like respond or move or breathe. If they don't move or respond, the next thing I'm going to do is check for breathing. I'm going to get close to their nose, put my ear next to their nose and mouth, and I'm just going to look at their chest. I'm listening for breathing, and I'm watching to see if the chest is rising. If that chest is not moving after several seconds, then that tells me that their heart is not pumping. And like we mentioned earlier, that's when I know I need to do CPR for this person.
Okay, so what's the first step?
So before I even get started with that, the next thing I'm going to holler out is, "Nikel, call 911.
Okay.
I'm going to say, "Get me an AED and get me a first aid kit," because I want all that to happen. And then the next thing is we have made sure this person needs CPR. So we're going to get them onto the ground like we have here. And then we're going to make sure there's nothing that can hurt our hands. And I'm going to place my hands over the center of the chest like this. And then I'm going to start by providing 30 chest compressions at a rate of 100 beats per minute.
So where do you know on the chest to put your hand, Mike?
Great question.
Where do you know exactly the location?
So our heart is right here in the center of the chest. So for those of you at home, right here. And we're going to put our hand over the heart because that's what we're trying to do.
Okay, so is it kind of off center then or directly in the center?
Just right about there.
Okay, I see, I see. Okay, all right, go ahead, sorry.
All right, no worries. So we're getting ready to do CPR. So this person is on the ground. I'm going to put my hands on their chest and I'm going to start by doing 30 compressions at a speed of 100 beats per minute. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, 9 and 10 and 11 and 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 23, 24, 5, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Making sure to push all the way down into the center of the chest and allowing that chest to come all the way back up. After I finish the first set of 30 compressions, I will then give 2 rescue breaths by pinching the nose, tilting the person's head back, forming a seal around their mouth, and then blowing.
Okay. So you want to make sure your mouth is covering theirs entirely.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then after that, I will resume compressions to do another 30 compressions. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10, 11 and 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 23, 24, 5, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. I will then pinch, tilt, and then this just keeps going back and forth.
So what are you looking for in response from this person to know whether or not you need to keep going or if you need to stop?
So ideally, they would either move or start coughing. And if they're not moving or coughing or giving an indication of breathing, I'm simply going to do compressions until the AED arrives.
Okay.
As soon as the AED arrives, what you're going to do is take it out of the case and turn it on.
Okay.
All you have to do to use an AED is literally press the button and listen to what it tells you to do.
Okay.
So this is not a real AED because we don't use real AEDs in training, but it's going to work just like a real AED would, and it's going to tell us what to do. It's telling me to remove clothing at this point. So if there is any remaining clothing, I do need to get it down to skin so I can attach the pads to their chest. So the AED has a set of pads in the back of it. You can pull these pads out like so, and when you look at the pads, these pads and peel them off, placing one on the chest in the location shown, like so, and it will look like this.
Okay.
And then when I am done with that, I will plug the pads in. The AED will then tell me. So this is when we need to be away from the person. We would say clear.
Okay, how far back are we talking?
Right here.
Right, right there is fine. Okay, okay.
Charging. Everyone stand clear.
Yep. So now this button is going to start flashing, and this is just like a real AED. When you need to shock somebody's heart, this would be flashing, and all you have to do is press that button.
Okay.
And then as soon as you're done with that, We go our hands back on the chest for compressions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so on. And again, we're waiting to see if this person wakes up, if they move, if they breathe, something to indicate that their heart is now pumping blood through their body again.
Okay, so at what point do you continue to go? What are you looking for now if you don't get a response from this person? Do you keep going?
Yeah.
Okay.
So a couple of reasons that we're going to stop. The first, like we mentioned, is if they are breathing. But if a person isn't breathing, then you can switch with another person to do CPR.
Okay.
And you should.
Okay.
So every 2 minutes, you should switch with another person. Now, this person doesn't have to be trained either.
Okay.
If you've taken a CPR class and you're surrounded by strangers on the street, you can point to someone and say, hey, put your hands in the center of the chest. Push hard and fast. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then that gives you a break. That gives you time to rest and recharge. And then after that, you can get back in and start circulating the blood.
Okay.
Another reason we would stop is if the paramedics arrive.
Okay.
So as soon as the paramedics are there and they say, hey, you've done a great job, we'll take over, great, we're done. If they ask, they may ask you to continue providing compressions, they may ask you to do something, but if they say we're good, we're done.
Okay.
There is a final reason to stop, and that's if you can't do this any longer.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
so you don't have to do this until you're also a victim of cardiac arrest. If you've done your best and you can't do this any longer, you can stop.
Okay, okay. All right. Thank you so much. That was a very well done demonstration, Mike. We appreciate your time and for y'all coming in. And I know the American Red Cross, y'all do so many things, including providing the CPR training. So thank you again for coming by.
Yeah.
Folks are going to have more information. You can watch this segment again, which I know will be very helpful at WKRN.com. We'll be right back.